Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. The secrets to the Lord's Prayer. This is number 2. And the secret is knowing you as you pray, Our Father. Your concentration and your focus is on Our Father. After you have prayed this prayer for some time, I would say 30 days to begin a habit, even 15, revelations begin to show up, especially with the intention of the will of the Father in heaven to show you the truth. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because discipline is a key to most religions, but most people don't know that discipline is the key that is being presented. A lot of times in religions, we're looking at what we can get, but we're in a time where truth is prevailing, and the truth is saying it's not what you can get, but it's what you will give first. I brought up in a couple of the videos I did throughout the last 2 weeks, ARIES, I am. When you realign yourself to life, you realign from within. So many people that we read in the Bible and other religions point to self-revelation. Self-revelation is important because self-revelation tells you what you don't like about yourself and what you can find to love about yourself. So here, when you look at the Lord's Prayer is not just seeking God, but it's seeking the truth that God has to give you. And God is our Father, truly, if we accept it. But I believe that a woman or a man or a child who has never accepted their parents, mother and father, they will have a hard time with the Lord's Prayer, because you can go into the Lord or the spirit realm, but the spirit is going to take you back to your mother and father and ask you to forgive them for any kind of offenses. I know for myself, there's times when I've had situations where I had to look at forgiveness and I didn't want to. I found a way within myself to let go of my ego and accept what the Lord was saying. Forgive my mother and father for whatever they did not know, because that's the case in most instances, and begin to change my life. I am season is upon us. I am everything that I want to be, and more. But many people are still talking about what they are not. If you feel like you are not something, it is time to change your thoughts on what you are not and begin to say what you are, because you see something contradictory to what you want in life, and who you want to be has nothing to do with who you can become. That is the power of creation. And that is the reason why we have the ability to connect with the Father. The Father will never ever leave the mother out. Once we reach the Father in heaven, the Father will show us who mother is in earth, right? Because these are necessary components for our behavior change, our emotional change. My mother and father may have been emotional individuals, so I took on those emotions. If those emotions were not productive, then our Father who art in heaven is showing us how to change those feelings. It is the discipleship. It is the discipline that the disciples had. They had to leave their families for these reasons that I'm discussing in others. But in the season of I am, you want to look at what you feel about yourself internally. If there's an internal dialogue that is not productive or is negative, you want to change that in this season of I am, because your seeds will be planted in the upcoming weeks. You have the time to plant seeds right now of who you believe you are and where you want to go, and stand in that without confusion. The seeds are fertilized and, harvested in the second month, which is Taurus. And that's why it's so important for us to understand the Lord's Prayer. Because even as we go on into the second month with Taurus, what we will find is Jesus explaining the harvest. In the Bible, he describes the harvest, the seed time and planting, which is connected to the second house with bull energy. So, to make it very clear, the Lord's Prayer shows us as we go deeper. Here's the first house. I am the ram. I am the ram, disciplined or not disciplined, as in people we've seen this week losing their cool. You can't control your cool unless you release toxic behavior. And that's what the teachings of religion is about. However, religion is a religious practice that should take us into spirituality. The spirituality, which is Jesus teaching the spirit realm identification. The spirit realm identification tells us how to transform our life, as in the transformation of the water to wine. So I talked about my moon classes. I have leadership classes. I have other people that I work with that are teaching on the same information. You get in contact with us so you can learn your purpose. Your purpose is in your birthday. The lower consciousness wants to rise up. It is not going to do it for you until you begin to practice. You are able to rise above the winds of change, but you cannot do it without the information you need. Where is my emotional breakdown? In Aries, because Aries is very fight or flight responsive, as in what happened with Will Smith. That was fight or flight. People don't know that emotionally, when you have been told everything that you cannot do, and then you outside begin to demonstrate it, you got to go back and change that and demonstrate what you can do within. This is not an external walk, this is an internal walk. So join my moon class, learn about the father and mother in your chart, and you will be blessed. Your behaviors, if you're ready to work, will change. It is a moon class that is done every Thursday evening at 4:30 Pacific and 7:30 Eastern. The times might change because we are on a time zone change. All right, be blessed. Make a donation. Worthy of the higher. The finances go to help others that are going through hardships out in the world. We have a lot of homeless people. So thank you so much for sharing and caring and listening. Bye-bye.